Hello everyone, I want to show you how to resize your image in order to make it easier to upload your image onto the internet. In this case into eCollege to upload to turn your assignment in easier. So let's start with this picture I have of Crystal, my nephew's pet chicken. We're going to start with this image of Crystal. I'm going to go to, in Photoshop, go to Image, drop down to Image Size. In this pop-up screen, I'm going to see all of this information about the image size. I'm going to go to the middle to where it says document size, and I'm going to look at the information here where it says the size of the document in inches. If I drop down, I can see all of this other information. I'm going to make sure that it's clicked on inches, and I can see that this particular photo is 15 inches, which is a little large for turning it in on the internet. I want to make it smaller to make it easier. I would go with 5 inches. That's a good rule of thumb. Anything between 5 and 10 inches is pretty small, so let's go with 5 on the smaller end. Just click 5 and then press OK. Makes a smaller image. Then I would go to File, Save As, save it as a JPEG, and then I would turn it in. Let me go back to image size and show you what would happen if I did not have this middle box selected that says constrain proportions. I want to make sure that that is selected. It should be selected by default, but sometimes it's not checked. And you're going to know it's not checked right away because I'm going to show you what happens when it's not checked. When it is not checked, your image will look something like this. So let me leave the first measurement at 15 like it was. And then I'm going to change the lower one to 5. And this is what happens to poor Crystal. You can see she's all distorted, so we don't want that to happen to Crystal. If that happens to your image, you're going to know right away that you need to make sure that this button is checked. I want to go over to Pixlr.com if you're an online student, or if you're working at home. I want to show you how to do the same thing to change image size in Pixlr.com. So you would go to the same place, image size. And you'll get this drop-down menu where you can only work in pixels. So instead of inches, you're going to work in pixels, and you have a slider bar. So the same size in inches would be about 600 pixels. You might not get exact, so get to about 600 pixels. Again, make sure that this box is checked, and you're going to end up with an image that's around 600 pixels. The second step that I want to show you in resizing your image is I want to show you how to turn in an image for print quality. So it's almost the opposite. We're going to turn in a larger image that you would like to print. So we're going to make sure that it's print quality. So we're going to go back to image size, and this time what we're going to look for is we're going to make sure that this button is this box is checked constrain proportions again. But instead of looking at the inches, we're going to look at something called resolution, because this is for print quality. We're going to make sure that this number right here is 300. 300 is the minimum resolution for printing. So make sure that that's 300. And then the second thing we're going to check for is that you will click this drop-down menu and go to the one that says Best for Enlargement. See where it says Best for Enlargement. So check that. Check Constrain Proportions, and then make sure that this number right here says 300. Then press OK. Don't worry about the sizes in inches, and don't worry if this looks all large, because you can go back up here and make it fit screen. Your image should fit the screen, and it's going to be a lot larger. So if it doesn't turn into eCollege, then you can talk to me and we can print it off of a flash drive if it's too large to turn into eCollege, because what we're trying to do is something different. We're trying to do a print quality print. All right, the very last step I want to show you is how to turn in a large print quality image using Pixlr.com. So we'll go to image size, and you're going to use the slider bar to go around 2500 pixels. That should be a large quality image that you can turn in. Try using eCollege to upload. If it's too large of a file to upload, you can try emailing it to me or bring it to me on flash drive. And again, these directions are if you want a print quality image that we can print in the classroom.